Everything's bigger in Texas. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here as we get ready for race number 11 of Season 4 of the NCAA Duracell Cup Series here for the AAA Texas 500 at the D-shaped mile-and-a-half quad oval known as Texas Motor Speedway. Getting ready to go racing for 51 laps of racing. Yeah, a very odd number, 51, but in the last couple of seasons, that final one lap has actually been a huge difference maker into who's going to be the one going to victory lane and who is not. The storyline coming into today's race has got to be who is able to stop the Ford Mustangs, because in the past 10 races, Ford has gone to victory lane in 7 of them. Chevy has 2 wins, and Chevy only has 1 win, Toyota has 1 win, and Dodge has 1 win. Now, Dodge does have a little bit of an advantage coming into this week due to the fact that 2 out of the last 3 times we've been here at Texas, a Dodge has gone to victory lane. Zach Rogers winning the inaugural race back in Season 1, Ryan Brommer coming into this race the defending winner. The only other manufacturer that's gone to victory lane here at Texas was back in Season 2, a Toyota Camry driven by Matt McIntire. So, we'll see if Ford can get their first win at Texas, or will we actually see Chevrolet be able to get their second win of the season? We're moments away from finding out, as we've got 3 of the manufacturers represented up inside of the top 4. Ford Mustang on point, with J Llamas taking the pole position here today. Cody comes into this race 21st in the point standings. Alongside of him is going to be Matt Haas in the 8, his Toyota Camry. Matt Haas comes into this race 31st in points, though he did have a good run last week at Pikes Peak. And V Almariego Chevrolet is going to complete the podium for the starting of this race. Almariego really has been spinning his wheels the last couple of weeks, finds himself 33rd in the points coming into this one. Definitely on a bit of a cold streak, would like to pick that up here today. Rest of the top 5, when we get ready to go green, it'll be J Millz, most winless driver in the Duracell Cup Series. However, he's still looking for his first win of the season. And Jesse Turner, who just went to victory lane last week at Pikes Peak for his first win of Season 4, thusly moving up 9 spots in the standings, up to 13th coming into today's race. Let's go down trackside, let's get those most famous words in motorsports, and let's get ready to go racing here today at Texas.
Drivers, start your engines!
Time to give you the point standings coming into today's race. As we talked about Ford's dominance, well, Ford is up there at the top of the point standings as well. 4 of the top 5 spots in points held by drivers with blue ovals. Dylan Young is the points leader, 24 points over the only non-Ford in the top 5. That's Benny Watson. Adam Garcia, our winner from Michigan, is 3rd in the standings. He's 26 points back. 27 points back is J Millz. He's 4th in the standings, and 5th in points, the defending champion of the series, Jordan Lopez. He is 28 points back. Then you go on down, you see a couple more non-Fords inside of the top 10. You got the Chevy of Carson Gum 6th, the Toyota of Cole Baker in 7th. Then it's a Ford of Levi McIntire in 8th, followed by a couple of Chevrolets, Jacob Thibodeaux and Jack Mitchell. That is 9th and 10th. The defending winner of this race, Ryan Brommer, is 11th in the points, so we'll see if he can become a multi-time winner here at Texas Motor Speedway. And all of our former winners this season, with the exception of Chris Dollerton, obviously, are inside the top 30 in the points. Keith Batson is the furthest down of those drivers. Our winner from Springfield is 25th in the point standings, 19 points ahead of the cut line. Here we go then, 51 laps of racing. If you didn't see the non-charter qualifying race earlier on today, turns 1 and 2 are going to be a bit of a challenge for these drivers in trying to find grip, trying to straddle the 2 different grip lanes, where PJ1 was put in the outside line, whereas the inside line is the faster way around. We'll find out what happens as the green flag's in the air. Let's roll at Texas. Llamas going to edge ahead with the lead. The draft will come into play here on these straightaways, especially down the backstretch, as Almariego clears for 2nd. Battle will now be for 3rd. Jesse Turner to the bottom. Matt Haas stuck on the top side. We will see that outside line, the longer the run goes on, actually work off the corner exit, especially in turn 2, heading down the back straightaway. As we're 3 wide back there, that's Mitchell Collins trapped between. Ryan Acosta on the inside, J Shelton on the outside. They're 3 wide, a little bit further back as well, as we got a battle for the lead. V Almariego, who got his first career win last season, trying to take the lead here from J Llamas. And Almariego will clear out in front. Almariego moving from the now defunct Backmarker Motorsports to his own team of Northwestern Motorsports. Single car entry there is Jesse Turner looking for back-to-back victories. He's going to edge to the inside of the left rear quarter panel of Vince Almariego for the top spot. J Gardner right behind him along with J Deaver, who I thought last week at Pikes Peak was actually en route to maybe picking up his first career win, but that late caution and the late pit stops really shuffling things up. Turner will get himself a bonus point for a lap led, and now the question is, when does J Gardner try and make the move? Well, saw Jesse Turner right there. Ooh, Gardner as well, both of them slipping up off the inside line. That's going to now make it 3 wide for the lead as J Deaver was able to hook the inside white line, and he's going to look for the top spot going into turn 3. Ryan Acosta, the former champion from Season 2 right there, and there's Zach Rogers, the inaugural winner here at Texas Motor Speedway. Trying to see if he can pick up his second win of his career here at this mile-and-a-half track. And of course for Zach Rogers, trying to just get his season turned around overall. Still struggling in the point stand, still looking for his first top 10. Every driver that has made every single start that's a chartered ride has got a top 10 this season. Zach Rogers is the exception. And now Jack Mitchell with Charles Sandfer, a couple of Camaros going to edge to the front. Mitchell will get the lap led. Turns 1 and 2 are the difference maker. A lot of drivers sliding up in the corners. We see right there, Mitchell slips up a bit, opens up the door for Charles Sandfer. Over in 3 and 4, it's almost like a super speedway. If you have someone to draft with you, you're going to be able to move your way forward and make good progress as we're going to go maybe 4 wide back here. Oh, we are 4 wide. This is going to be a wreck unless they settle this out. Off this corner, it narrows up too much. Contact between Matt Haas and Matthew Rodriguez. They're still making contact. Oh, they're going to wreck down here into turn 1. Oh, gracious, they settle it out to 3 wide. How they managed to do that, I'm still trying to figure out, but that should have been a wreck right there. Contact multiple times between the couple of Matts there, Haas and Rodriguez, and somehow they kept it together as Carson Gum out in front. Now he slips up the track. Cole Baker went to the inside, but then he got forced in the middle 3 wide. Here comes Phil Parker trying to make it back-to-back wins for the Lake Effect Autosports team. His teammate Jesse Turner winning last week, and Phil Parker is still looking for his first career win here in the Duracell Cup Series. As Matt Haas, who started the outside of the front row, has now made his way back to the inside. We were almost 4 wide again in the middle of the pack there with Gardner, Mitchell, Gum, and Ormond. They settle it back out to 3 wide. Things getting a little tight there between Jacob Thibodeaux and Keith Batson as both get a huge run on Phil Parker, who apparently got way out of the groove out of turn 4, lost a lot of momentum down the straightaway, and now the 2 drivers that nearly wrecked out of turn 4 a couple of laps ago are going to go side by side for the race lead. Matthew Rodriguez to the inside of Matt Haas. Oh, we got some cars in the apron back there. I couldn't tell who they were. We're still green, so whoever it was able to save it. It might have possibly... Oh, we got a wreck up here on the front straightaway. Carson Gum, Charles Sandfer. I saw Zach Rogers. Dylan Young's collected. Patrick Smith is spinning through the grass. And they're all stacked up back here as the track is blocked on the front straightaway. Jesse Turner, I think, got a piece. Jordan Lopez, Kyle Mathews, I think, may have gotten involved as well. Michael Norman's a possibility. It's hard to tell who was able to get on the brakes and who wasn't. And they're still wrecking. I heard some wrecking up here on the back straightaway. Vince Almariego has run to the back of someone. So too has Ryan Acosta. Phil Parker and J Millz have got damage. Keith Batson, I think, got involved. J Gardner. I don't know if this was a stack-up or not. Oh, Matthew Rodriguez, who was the race leader all of a sudden, has been torn up. So what's up at the front? What happened? Did the leaders just wreck? Nathan Ormond's going to stay out, along with Michael Wayne Robinson, who's actually making his first start of his career here in a Duracell Cup Series chartered race. He's now up to second with Qualls, Dawson Wise, Jack Mitchell right now, the top 5, but I don't know what even happened to Rodriguez and Haas. That was the front of the field. That was the race leaders. We'll see if we can figure out what happened to them. We're first going to take a look and see what happened at near wreck on the back straightaway, then what happened out of turn 4 onto the front stretch that actually brought the yellow flag out, and then what happened to our race leaders here on the back straightaway under pacing. Caution's out for the first time here today at Texas Motor Speedway. I thought it was Cody Llamas, the yellow car I saw down the apron here, and indeed that was the case. We were 5 wide here at Texas, and somehow, some way, despite the fact that Cody Llamas and Patrick Smith get together, they were both able to merge back up the racetrack here. Cody was just able to slot in front of Seth Cole, and Patrick Smith was able to not drift up into Cody Llamas, so that was amazing. And then it's 4 wide up here, and I think this is where our wreck takes place on the front straightaway. It's Shelton on the bottom, Millz in the middle, Carson Gum in the third groove with Cole Baker way up top. And it may be Shelton and Millz that get together because I know Zach Rogers got a piece of this. Watch the 0-2, see if she pushes up coming off of turn 4. Yep. Pushes up into J Millz, who then gets Zach Rogers in the left rear quarter panel. Carson Gum gets pushed up into the wall. Cole Baker nowhere to go. Vince Almariego's got a little piece there on the passenger side. Charles Sandfer just trapped up there on the top side. I mean, where can you go? What can you do? Cole Baker then gets hit again by Zach Rogers. Patrick Smith gets spun down to the inside. You see Dylan Young right side of your screen. Going to get into Charles Sandfer. And then back here is where the track just gets blockaded up. We'll see who else got some damage here. Cole Deaver, Michael Norman, Ryan Butcher. There's Kyle Mathews. Got some damage on the front. Jesse Turner, Jordan Lopez. Adam Garcia may have gotten a piece. LaPlante, I think, got a little piece of it too. Possibly T Wright. Charles Belding trapped up there on the right side of your screen as well. Don't know if he got any damage or not. Some of these drivers getting through with minimal damage, however. Ooh, little contact there again between Dylan Young and T Wright. That's with the left front to the right front fender of the 28 and the 2 former winners this season. Jesse Turner's got some damage on the left side of his Air Force Ford back there. And then let's see what happens up here, because I'm really confused of why we had a wreck up here. Oh my goodness. They were practically 4 wide, slowing down here, waiting for the pace car to pick them up. And N Ormond, I think, is going to get hooked off the nose of M Haas. Up into the wall they go. I mean, this wasn't even a stack up under caution. This was just drivers not giving each other room. And Jack Mitchell's going to get a piece of that. James Qualls is going to get damage. Laura Chung and Daniel Voiles, a couple of non-charter drivers trying to avoid this. Oh, and then look further back there. Ryan Acosta just got jacked up by, I think that was J Millz. He then gets into Phil Parker and gets hit from behind by Vince Almariego. K Batson, and is that J Gardner there, I believe? That's also in the middle of that. So, with these guys wrecked, then everybody else that was trying to catch up that had made their way through the incident on the front straightaway never slowed down, and that's where all the stack-up took place. So, that's probably Ryan Acosta's day over. Possibly J Millz. Phil Parker possibly as well. There was a couple of other guys back here. Vince Almariego, his day may be over. And I wonder if this is going to end the day for Matthew Rodriguez, who was the race leader when we took this caution. And his day may be done just like that, just 10 laps in. Just wanted to show this stack up here as well. This was back around the 20th position as William Brock got hit from behind by Seth Cole. Then Friesen gets into the back of Cole. And then here comes Ryan Brommer, the defending winner of this race. And he's going to fly into the back of Carter Friesen. The reason that I'm showing this is because I noticed on the interval just before going back green that Carter Friesen and Ryan Brommer have taken their cars back to the garage area, and I didn't see them involved in the prior stack-up nor the wreck over on the front straightaway, as Dylan Young gets some front-end damage there as well, and I wanted to know why they actually retired out of the race. So we had 2 stack-ups there on the back straightaway under pacing. Now let's go back to the green flag. The lights have just gone out atop the pace car. We're going to go back green flag racing on lap 14 of 51. And as I mentioned, 2 drivers that we saw right there in that stack-up, Carter Friesen and Ryan Brommer, the defending winner here at Texas. They've taken their cars back to the garage area, as have Ryan Acosta and Vince Almariego. So those 4 will not finish out this race. Patrick Smith, long time spent on pit road, getting damage repaired on his 77. He is going to be a lap down. I believe he's actually going to be pulling up here to the inside of the front row momentarily. 37 cars will be on the lead lap of 38 running when we get back green. It's N Ormond now the race leader. Michael Wayne Robinson, what a win it would be for him, and only his first career start here in a Duracell Cup Series main event. He's second, followed by J Qualls in third. Dawson Wise, who was the last driver to transfer in the non-charter race earlier on today, he's now up in fourth, followed by Jack Mitchell in fifth. The rest of the top 10 are going to be K Batson, Laura Chung, Phil Parker, Daniel Voiles, and J Gardner. 4 of the 6 drivers that transferred their way in through the non-charter event are up inside of the top 10 here already. So, at some tracks we wonder if prior experience in the non-charter event gives those drivers an edge heading into the charter race. I think here today at Texas, it's a resounding yes, as N Ormond will lead us down here to the green, get us back underway. N Ormond's trying to get Joanna Atwood Motorsports their first win of the season. And of course as well trying to make it 3 for 4 in Dodge going to victory lane here at Texas Motor Speedway. But now it's the rookie Michael Wayne Robinson. He's going to look to the inside line, and he's going to get to the front. As J Qualls with Jack Mitchell, now as these drivers are not all boxed in behind each other after starting this race double file with a single file restart, these drivers have more room to maneuver and more opportunity to be able to get a draft and get a run on the cars ahead of them. Ooh, Qualls trying to straddle there between the 2 grip lines, drifts up the track just a bit and open the door for Jack Mitchell, who was able to keep it on the bottom. Mitchell, of course, getting his first career win last year in the Throne of Games 500 at Darlington Raceway, which is our next venue. So Jack Mitchell almost on a 1-season winless streak, despite winning the regular season championship last year and making his very first playoff appearance. Now K Batson trying to make it KB Racing 1-2-3. He's bringing his teammate Daniel Voiles with him and got his other rookie teammate up ahead there in Michael Wayne Robinson leading this race. We mentioned earlier on today in the non-charter qualifying event that history is made for 2 teams. It's the first time this season that all 3 of the KB Racing Enterprises Fords are in the field, and it's also the first time that all 4 of the Pigeon Racing Chevrolets, I should say, are in a Duracell Cup Series event together. Batson really overdrove that corner there in turn 1, drifted up the track. Here comes Dawson Wise looking for second. I mean, look at this right now. Your top 4 are all non-charter drivers, with Robinson, Wise, Chung, and Voiles. J Qualls right now, the highest run of the charter drivers. He's in 5th, now to 4th, and looking for more into turn 1. And the speeds these drivers are carrying down into the corner, about 180 miles per hour. With a lot of the drivers that sustain damage but are still continuing towards the rear of the field, you have to think if we get into a somewhat long green flag run, that slower traffic is going to be coming into play here for these race leaders. As we're looking at pole sitter J Llamas, was up front to start this race, kind of faded back, now moving back towards the front again, battling for the 7th position, make that 6th position with Mitchell Collins in the 22. Mitchell Collins has seen his Young Motorsports teammates Dylan Young and Adam Garcia go to victory lane already this year. Trying to find victory lane for the first time since, I believe, season 2. It might actually be season 1. I'd have to check back on that. I remember it was at, I think, Kansas when Mitchell Collins got his last win. It seems like I remember that being all the way back in season 1. He may have the longest winless streak right now. And then I think the second longest winless streak would be Matthew Rodriguez, who hasn't won since Arizona back in season 1. Talked about the dominance of Fords this season. 7 of the 10 races have been won by a blue oval, and right now, Ford holds all 5 of the top 5 positions, with Robinson, Chung, Voiles, Collins, and Llamas, then another Ford in 6th and Dawson Wise. Here's Laura Chung, the Millz Motorsports Ford Mustang to the inside of the KB Racing Enterprises Ford Mustang. And Chung looks like she may edge ahead here, coming off of turn 4. Now let's wait until they hit the start-finish line and find out how long it takes for them to catch the slower traffic. Start-finish line now. Carson Gum, last car running, currently on the lead lap in 37th, was just heading through 1 and 2. He's about maybe 3/4 of a lap down And he's only running about 165 into the corner. These drivers are carrying about 180. There's 15 miles per hour difference between these drivers that are up to speed and the slower machine of Carson Gum. It's all going to depend on where they catch him and how quickly they're going to be able to get around him. As Mitchell Collins with a big run and a big push from J Llamas down this D-shaped front straightaway. He's going to go to the point. Now we saw that Dylan Young got a little bit of damage, not only from the wreck on the front straightaway that brought out the caution, but also from that stack up on the backstretch. Let's see where he's currently running, because he had opened up a pretty sizable gap between himself and everybody else as far as the points are concerned, and there he is. Yeah, that front end damage has really affected him. He's actually the next to last car on the lead lap in 36th place. Drivers that are really looking to capitalize on this include the 75 of Benny Watson. There he is. He's actually got some rear end damage that he's fighting, but he's in the 20th position, so he would at least be closing up that gap heading into next week to about, 8 points, I think. Adam Garcia in the 23. He's up here inside of the top 15 right now in 13th place. That's third in the standings. Oh, slow cart. Oh, and there's Voiles into the wall. Caution's going to fly as the track is blockaded up on the front stretch again. Kyle Mathews and Jordan Lopes collected up in this one as Voiles got hooked off the nose of Adam Garcia, and I have to assume that had something to do with them catching the slower machine, which I believe might have been Carson Gum, but I'm not certain. And that's what I was afraid of. With the speeds these drivers are carrying, you had to know with the closing rate something was probably going to happen. And this caution is going to come out around the halfway point too, which means all these drivers will probably be on pit road and maybe be able to make it the rest of the way on fuel. So it may not be a fuel strategy race here at Texas after all. As Dawson Wise from the lead pulls in, Daniel Voiles is already on pit lane in the 63, was en route to what was looking like such a promising run. Adam Garcia, our Michigan winner, a lot of damage for him. And Jordan Lopes, the defending champion, we saw he was smoking, leaving the scene of the accident on the front straightaway. He was 5th in the points coming to this one, and oh boy, Dawson Wise having to really gun it there to get ahead of Matthew Rodriguez and Ryan Butcher. Now he gets checked up behind Austin LaPlante. That's going to be an interesting battle coming off of pit road. Let's follow it here and see who's going to win the battle off of pit lane. As looks like Dawson Wise is not going to get it. J Llamas with that number 1 pit stall is going to get the race lead. So J Llamas, Dawson Wise, a couple of Michael Norman Motorsports Fords will be first and second, followed by Qualls, Deaver, and it looks like maybe T Wright, 2-time winner, maybe lining up in the 5th position. Let's go back and see what happened to bring out the caution for the second time here today, just around the halfway point at Texas Motor Speedway. Now, you may or not be able to see it, or you may be able to see it just off the top of your screen. That's Carson Gum's wounded number 19. Stack them all up 3 wide here, and watch the run this second group gets on them. Adam Garcia in the 23 is going to be coming in on the right side of your screen. It looks like Carson Gum was actually trying to get down to pit road to get out of the way of these drivers, so that slowed them up even more. And then watch here as Garcia and Ormond get a huge run, and I don't think Voiles realized the 23 was there. He was going to move up and gets into Adam Garcia. Nathan Ormond's going to get a piece of it there as well, and I'd love to know how Jordan Lopes gets involved further back, because I didn't really see any contact when he got into it. Oh, maybe it's right here. There's Kyle Mathews. There's Matthew Rodriguez. And here comes the 38. Oh, whole left front ripped off of the NVIDIA Ford Mustang. Kyle Mathews smoking as well. Matthew Rodriguez, I think they've actually taken and brought his car into the garage area also, as he took a pretty hard shot there into the right side of his Flat Out Racing Network Chevrolet Camaro. Really, if you think about it, that's a wreck that could have been avoided, but the closing rate between Adam Garcia to Daniel Voiles, just not enough time for Voiles to react accordingly. And when he squeezed Garcia up into the wall, again, at this front straightaway, because it's a D-shaped front straightaway, nobody really knows where they need to go to avoid the wreck. And that's why we had so many different innocent victims involved. And that was 3rd and 5th in points. Garcia and Lopes collected up in this one, bringing out our second caution of the day. Getting ready to go back green for our second restart of the day. We are now into the second half of this race. When we take the green flag, we should be 23 laps away from the finish. J Llamas, the leader. Dawson Wise, second. J Qualls, J Deaver, and T Wright, the top five. Then it's Jack Mitchell, Jacob Thibodeaux, Mitchell Collins, Michael Wayne Robinson, and L Chung. That's going to be your top 10. We may not be done with cautions, however. You can see the Chevrolet of Carson Gum, the Toyota of Patrick Smith line up on the inside line. They are both 1 lap down, and after that incident, drivers that are back in the garage area include Matthew Rodriguez, K Mathews, Jordan Lopes, and Daniel Voiles. Tough break there for Daniel Voiles, making, I believe, was only his third start of the season here. Nope, I'm sorry, second start of the season in a chartered race, and was very much looking like he was en route to at least a top 10 finish, if not better. So J Llamas started this race from the front, and now finds himself out in front 28 laps later. And all thanks to that first pit stall from getting the pole, he was able to beat his rookie teammate Dawson Wise off of pit road, and leads us here to the green flag. We're back racing at Texas on lap 29. Carson Gum, that wounded car down the inside line, trying to get his lap back the hard way, but I just don't think he's got the straightaway speed. He is blocking the inside line there with J Qualls. Qualls may try and take this 3 wide into turn 3. Still rides behind the 19 as J Llamas trying to swing around the outside for the lead, and he will do so. Now Carson Gum's got to figure out a way to get out of the way of these race leaders. He's not on the lead lap anymore. He doesn't really have anything to fight for. So he really needs to get out of the way of these cars that are infinitely faster than he is. As J Llamas says, no, keep holding them up. I'd love to have a nice sizable lead right now. And they're going to take Carson Gum 3 wide here into turns 1 and 2. You got to give him room as Jack Mitchell's now trapped in a box. The slow car of Carson Gum ahead of him, and then cars to his left and right. Just going to follow this here. Coming off of this corner, make sure they all get through safely. Getting around that 19 of Carson Gum. It looks like some other drivers back here had some problems with the other lap machine of Patrick Smith. Really split it up into 2 groups. As now Benny Watson, the 13th place driver, with Levi McIntire taking the spot. They're trying to reel in these drivers that are just inside of the top 10. Mitchell Collins finally going to clear Carson Gum. So looks like at least our top 12 clear of slower machines, as J Llamas, who had that advantage out in front, much like a super speedway, they reeled him in, and he dropped back like a rock. Battle now for the lead is on. Jacob Thibodeaux is going to take it away from J Deaver. Jacob Thibodeaux, a 2-time winner as a rookie last season, winning at Las Vegas, and one of the heat races in the Chili Bowl. Trying to get his first win here of season 4, his second full-time season for Northeast Motor. No, what is it called? I'm forgetting what the team's even called now. Northeast Motorsports, yeah. As now Michael Wayne Robinson back to the front again. Daniel Voiles, we mentioned that it was looking like he could be a race winner. Well, there still is a chance for KB Racing Enterprises, and it's with their debuting driver, Michael Wayne Robinson. Look who's up to second. Charles Belding, our winner from Pukaka Road Course. And he's going to cut down off the nose of J Qualls into turn 3 looking for the lead. Charles Belding was a winner last season at Rockingham. A winner this season at Pukaka, but he has never been a multi-time winner in a Duracell Cup Series season. Now J Qualls to the inside, so a couple of former Pukaka winners will battle here for the lead at Texas, and here comes the pole sitter, J Llamas, back to the inside. Little contact there between himself and J Qualls coming off of turn 2. And one driver I'm seeing just kind of lingering back there, another of the drivers that transferred into this race. Ooh, there was close there between Collins and Thibodeaux, but transferred into this race through the non-charter qualifying session earlier on today. That's that bright blue LS Tractor Chevrolet of Dylan Poteet. He's now at the tail end of this lead pack. Levi McIntire has now made it up in this lead group as well. Levi 8th in points. Last couple of weeks have not been kind to the driver out of Blue Oval Automotive, looking to get it turned around here, as Levi's looking for his first win of the season. Mitchell Collins going to lead this lap. Now Matt Haas To the inside of J Llamas for second, looking to see if he can get the run here into turn 1 to maybe take the lead. Slipped up a little bit there, though. Opens the door. Here comes J Deaver. We're going to go 3 wide for the runner-up spot. These drivers should, and I put this in air quotes, should be able to make it on fuel now. Everybody pretty much came to pit road back around lap 25. That was the midway point of this race. So everybody should be able to make it on fuel. The question is, though, have we seen our last caution of the day? The way they're racing up in this lead pack, the answer to me seems to be no. We're 3 wide, 3 rows deep, as Mitchell Collins enjoying the view out in front. J Qualls is going to clear Deaver for second. We'll see what kind of a run he can get down here into turn 3 in his attempt to battle for the lead. Deaver tries to cross him over. Oh, he couldn't do it. J Thibodeaux was to his inside. The two of them nearly made contact there through the center of 3 and 4. And here comes Poteet in the 31, charging up to the front. Dylan Poteet, a former Duracell Cup Series winner, a 2-time winner back in Season 1, was a driver that was in the playoffs, but due to not having a charter this season, has had to race his way into events, making only his second start of the season in a charter race here in Season 4. And he's battling with his teammate Charles Belding side by side there for the 5th position. Michael Wayne Robinson and Jacob Thibodeaux ahead of them for 3rd, as J Qualls has caught Mitchell Collins, looking to the inside going into turn 1. It was hard to tell if there was contact right there between Qualls' right front and the left rear quarter panel of Mitchell Collins. As slow car ahead, Patrick Smith, they're going to catch him going into the entry of the corner. Oh, let's see if they can make it through safely. Everyone's going to start getting wadded up back here now. Smith's going to move up to the top side. That gives the inside the advantage. Qualls to the lead. Poteet to second. McIntire to third. As Mitchell Collins dropping back. Now going to try to go into the middle there, forcing Patrick Smith up topside. Now that's going to box in Michael Wayne Robinson and Jacob Thibodeaux. But at the front, lead change. Dylan Poteet goes to the point. Here comes McIntire, though, driving it deep into 3, looking for the top position. He's got a Ford behind him in R Chung, the rookie out of Millz Motorsports, and then J Deaver, who's looking for his first career Duracell Cup Series win. Next time by, it will be 10 laps to go. As drivers continue to try and maneuver their way through slower traffic, how about Benny Watson? Second in the points coming into this race, has now entered into the top 10, running in the 9th position. Jesse Turner, last week's winner, is now into 10th, taking the spot from 2-time winner T Wright. As now R Chung is going to get to the front. Here comes Poteet, looking to the inside of J Deaver for second. Can we make these final 10 laps under green flag conditions? The way they're racing right now, I certainly hope so. Qualls gonna take it 3 wide for second place. He's gonna put Poteet in the middle. No, Poteet was able to hold him off down the back straightaway. He holds on to second. Qualls left to battle with Deaver for third. As R Chung, for the moment, enjoying about 0.2 of a second between herself and Dylan Poteet, who now is under fire from J Qualls for second place. All of a sudden, we've got some other faces up here as well. Mitchell Collins, who was trapped behind Patrick Smith moments ago. He's back up in the top 10. And Jessica Shelton, the Kana-chan TV Chevrolet out of S3 Motorsports, is now into the top 10. R Chung trying to become the first rookie driver to pick up a win here in a charter race. Slow car ahead is going to be the 2 of Dylan Young. They're 3 wide back there as they're catching the Dr. Pepper Cream Soda Ford. Chung's going to get to the inside. They're 3 wide back there making contact. J Llamas and Jesse Turner. Now Levi McIntire trapped on the top side behind the 2. And he can't go to the middle because J Llamas is there. Look at Mitchell Collins. In the matter of 2 laps, he's worked his way from 8th, now up to the 2nd position as he takes it from M Haas. They're 3 wide, 4 rows deep behind. Jessica Shelton and Dawson Wise making some forward progress as Dylan Young almost gets the wall there off of turn 4. I'm watching this action going up at the same time. Have to keep an eye on the number of laps left. 6 laps to go here at Texas. As Laura Chung continues to lead, the next cars they would catch are J Millz and Seth Cole. They are just now exiting out of turn 4. Race leaders are entering into turn 3. Those two drivers may be caught before this race is over, as now Belding looks to the inside for second on Collins. These drivers seem more content to battle for the second position than getting up here and taking this win away from Laura Chung. Now Belding is clear for the second position, getting a huge run into turn 1. Let's see what he can do down the back straightaway as they're now side by side for third. Belding, that Krispy Kreme Chevrolet, looking for his second win of the season. Came into this race, our Pucaca race winner, 17th in the standings, trying to join T Wright as a multi-time winner here in the young season of Season 4. He's now going to get a run to the inside, looking for the lead into turn 1. With 4 laps to go, it's going to be push coming to shove for these drivers for sure. As Belding takes the lead, but Laura Chung says no, not so fast. Crosses over into turn 3, trying to take the race lead back. Mitchell Collins. He's going to get second place from Charles Belding. Now he looks for the race lead. Last year, we only had to wait till the third race of the season at Las Vegas before a rookie winner went to victory lane with Jacob Thibodeaux, who's running the 4th position right now. Laura Chung was trying to see if she could be the first rookie winner in Season 4, but it would have been 11 races into this season. As now Collins trying to snap a winless streak that goes all the way back to Season 1. We'll see the fingers, 2 fingers for the official here at the start-finish line. 2 laps to go. M Haas now into second place. Michael Wayne Robinson is there. Benny Watson's in the vicinity along with J Llamas, but I can hear those lingering engines up ahead. Patrick Smith would actually be the next car that they catch, and he's only about a corner and a half away. 3 wide for second. This might be the battle for who's going to challenge Mitchell Collins on this final lap. Michael Wayne Robinson will take the spot. And he's got a huge tow down the front straightaway. Big run on Mitchell Collins headed for turn 1. Trying to block Benny Watson as the white flag was just displayed in the air. Oh, what Michael Wayne Robinson pushed up there in the corner. Is he going to have enough of an opportunity to get a run on Mitchell Collins here through 3 and 4? That slower traffic will not be caught, will not be a factor, as Collins, with a car length in hand, heads for the start-finish line. Mitchell Collins, the winless streak is over for the 22. He takes the checkered flag at Texas and becomes the 3rd driver out of Young Motorsports to go to victory lane this season. Dylan Young did it at Atlanta. Adam Garcia did it a couple of weeks ago at Michigan. And Mitchell Collins gets it done here today in the AAA Texas 500 at Texas Motor Speedway. I'm going to have to go back and see just exactly how long that winless streak was, because I believe it was Kansas of Season 1 was the last time that Mitchell Collins has been to victory lane. And Ford continues its dominance. Now 8 of the last 11 races have been won by a Mustang. And so as Mitchell Collins, who came into this race in the 14th position in the standings, may have just solidified himself a spot in the playoffs this season. We'll be right back for your full finishing results from Texas Motor Speedway. Standings are official. Mitchell Collins is your race winner, and I took the opportunity to go back and look through the statistics. Mitchell Collins, indeed, his last win was Kansas of Season 1. That was race 17 of the first season of Duracell Cup Series, which means that today he has snapped a 101 race winless streak. And Mitchell Collins as well, locking himself potentially up a spot in this season's playoffs. Michael Wayne Robinson, what a debut for that driver. Maybe about 2 car lengths at most away from getting his first career win in his Duracell Cup Series charter race debut. Benny Watson may very well be taking the points lead over heading into next week, which is kind of ironic because that is where Benny Watson got his first career win, talking about Darlington Raceway. Cody Lamas, the pole sitter, up front all day, will get 4th. James Qualls brings it home with 5th. And Dylan Potee, good run for him and only his second main event start this season. He'll bring it home with a 6th place run. Cole Deaver continues to be consistent. He gets 7th. Matt Haas in 8th, followed by Jacob Thibodeaux. And 1 week after his victory at Pikes Peak, Jesse Turner brings it home with a top 10. Good runs for a couple of the other non-charter drivers there as well. Laura Chung going to finish in the 11th position, and even though he was up front and kind of faded back late, Dawson Wise going to bring it home in the 17th position. But then we go on down further in the running order, and these are drivers that met several different types of issues during the course of this race. Only 31 cars finished on the lead lap. Dylan Young, Carson Gum finishing 1 lap down apiece. That's points leader coming to this race, Dylan Young, and 6th in the points standings, Carson Gum, that finished off the lead lap, along with 2 laps down, Patrick Smith. Drivers that finished out of the race in this one included Matthew Rodriguez, Kyle Mathews, Jordan Lopes, Daniel Voiles, Ryan Acosta, Vince Almariego, Carter Friesen, and Ryan Brommer. The 2 drivers that are going to take the big hits in the points with their DNFs. Obviously, Jordan Lopes, who came into this race 5th in the standings, and Ryan Brommer, our former winner this season from ISM, finishing dead last. He was 11th in the points coming into today's race. So no doubt Texas is going to shake up the point standings quite a good bit. But Mitchell Collins, snapping a 101 race winless streak, gets his 2nd checkered flag of his Duracell Cup Series career and solidifies himself a potential spot in this season's chase for the championship. All 3 of the Young Motorsports chartered rides have gone to victory lane, and we're only 11 races into this season. Next week, though, my favorite weekend of the entire season. It is when drivers will be breaking out their video game liveries as we get ready to take to Darlington Raceway the Lady in Black for the Throne of Games 500. Gonna be a crazy one. It's always brought about a surprise finisher. It's also gotten us a couple of first career win drivers. Benny Watson back in season 2 and Jack Mitchell last season. So will it strike again? We'll have to wait and see. Thank you all for tuning in today's race here from Texas Motor Speedway. Though if you enjoyed it, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. We have shown you your full finisher results, and these are what your point standings look like heading into Darlington next week, as you've been watching a production of the NCRA Offline Racing at its best.